it's Jamie Harmon with the Sun Yoga. Really excited to be practicing with you guys again. We're going to be working through a yin practice today, focusing on the lower half of the body, especially the hips and the hamstrings. Typically when I teach a descent, I teach a vinyasa flow. Some major differences between vinyasa and yin yoga are that vinyasa is more breath-based. It's important to link breath to motion in vinyasa. Vinyasa's movements are more powerful, they're more heated. Whereas in yin yoga, it's slower, it's cooler, it's a little bit more meditative. When we're practicing vinyasa yoga, we're looking to lengthen muscles, to strengthen muscles. When we're practicing yin yoga, we're looking to open connective tissue and fascia. So very different goals here. Yin poses are held for a lot longer than vinyasa poses typically are, or as I'm going to call them in the video, shapes, yin shapes. When we hold a yin shape, we're looking for sensation. Sensation is the key to a yin practice. You're going to want to look for dull, achy, spreading sensations. If you feel sharp pain, if you feel localized pain in any area, that would be an indication that maybe you've gone a little bit too far into the shape, or maybe props could help you to get more comfortable. Don't be afraid to adjust in yin. Speaking of props, I have a lot around me right now. Don't worry if you don't have formal yoga props. There's definitely things that you can replace them with. First thing that I have is bolster. If you don't have a bolster, pillows are more than okay to use. I actually also have 2 pillows, so definitely grab 2 or 3. I have a strap. If you don't have a strap, a belt will do just fine. I have a padded blanket. I have 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, books, like thick books would work just as well. So go ahead and grab a couple of those. So when you have your props around you, know that the importance of props in yin are that they add comfort to the shape, that they make the shape more sustainable. We're looking to sit in each shape for a long time, so you kind of want to bring the ground up to you so that you have a better chance to stay longer. It's always better in yin to start off in a little bit of an easier version of the shape and then push yourself forward a little bit if you feel like you can, you feel like you're ready. It's better to do that than to start off really intense and then have to back away from it. That takes you out of the moment. So ease in slowly, listen to your body. Speaking of listening to your body, if you are hypermobile, especially in your hips or in your knees, be very mindful of the fact that you could be too far in a shape without feeling any sensations of pain. So be mindful, be aware, maybe back off a little bit more than you think you would if you are hypermobile. So basically, yin is the practice of sitting with boredom, sitting with frustration, sitting with anxiety, and giving those thoughts and feelings the same open awareness that you would give thoughts and feelings of relaxation and of peace. We're in very uncertain, strange times right now, and this practice can help us work through that anxiety, can help us sit with that anxiety without disassociating, without disconnecting. So yeah, I think this will be really useful. We're going to start off with some breath. In vinyasa yoga, it's important to find ujjayi breath, which is really controlled breath in and out through the nose. In yin, it's a little bit more free form. So you can find yourself taking a deep breath in through the nose and just letting it go. Breathe, fill the belly, fill the chest. Release. Take a couple more here. Carrying that breath with you, knowing that it's okay to extend your exhales a little bit longer if that feels right in each shape. Let's move into our first. We're going to practice Happy Baby, which you're probably familiar with from your vinyasa practice. Rather than finding movement in this Happy Baby, we're going to commit to a little bit of stillness here. So if you have that strap or that belt, you might find it useful in this shape. So before you come down to your back, have that nearby. Gently laying down on the spine, just guide the knees in towards the chest. You can take the soles of the feet with the hands, maybe even the peace fingers to the big toes. And we'll go ahead and extend the heels towards the ceiling. Inviting the knees towards the underarms, towards the mat. Let your elbows hang heavy, let your shoulders relax to the ground. If you have that strap and you feel like the grip between your hands and your feet is not sustainable in the shape, all you would do is just spread the strap of the belt across the soles of the feet and then just allow the elbows to rest to the mat as they hold the strap. So again, we're looking for a dull, achy spreading sensation, nothing painful, nothing sharp. Adjust if you feel that pain. And no matter what version of the shape that you find yourself in, commit to stillness. Let's settle. Being mindful of transitions in and out of each shape. Take it slow. Keep in mind here that we're going to be holding each pose from about 1.5 to 4 minutes. If you find that you would like to linger in a pose a little bit longer, maybe 1 minute to 3 minutes longer, more than okay, just go ahead and pause the video, unpause when you're ready. But if you're ready to move out with us, let the heels guide in towards the glutes, let the knees pull towards the chest. And then just lightly guiding the knees in towards the chest. Let's settle here with sensation for a moment. When we exit a yin shape, the sensation changes. As the fascia begins to spread out again, you might notice a temperature change. You might notice your body feeling a little bit hotter or cooler in that area. Just sit with that sensation, be curious, be meditative, let it keep you present. And then placing your palms on your kneecaps, one knee at a time. Let's just press one out towards the front of the room and guide the other one closer in towards the chest. And then we'll switch sides, almost like a bicycle movement. Working out any tightness you might have experienced in the hips. You could also maybe take some circular motions if that feels good. And then when you're ready, make your way over to your side. Pressing your palm into the mat, lift yourself up. And we'll make our way to tabletop position. From tabletop position, we're going to step the left foot forward to the top of the mat, or blanket, or whatever you're using. I love blocks underneath the palms here. The palms are going to be planted to the inside of the left foot. If you don't have blocks, again, pillows or books would work perfectly instead. So whatever prop you're using, just give yourself a little bit of height here. Another thing that you might consider, I usually do this, is propping the back knee. Even if it's not uncomfortable in this moment, as you make your way further into the shape, further into the practice, it might feel the sensation of pain. So you might just want to prop yourself up now. Up to you. Settling into dragon here. Typically in vinyasa, you would be super engaged through the lower half in dragon, but again, we're looking for a more relaxed version of the shape. So let the top of your right foot rest against the mat. Let your hips gently send towards the front of the room. And if you feel comfortable here and you feel like you might want to lower down a little bit more than okay. You can head to the forearms. Wherever the forearms of the hands are planted, we'll just slowly start to invite this left knee out towards the left side of the mat. The outer left edge of your foot is going to be rooted. The inner sole of the foot will lift. Adjusting your shape so that your right palm or your right forearm is against your support. You can just take your left hand and lightly encourage the opening in the knee, encouraging the twist. Let's settle here. Again, noticing thoughts of boredom, frustration, thoughts of when are we going to be out of this. And give yourself the chance to accept the discomfort, accept the anxiety, to be here anyway. Being mindful of these transitions, you can slowly take your left hand and plant it back down to the floor, your props, whatever's there. Lifting away from the twist. Let's gently guide the hips back, lengthening the left leg. Finding a half split shape for a moment here. Notice sensation. Maybe it's in the front of your right thigh, maybe it's in the outer left hip. What's changing here? Be curious. We'll switch sides. Bring the left knee back here. Maybe making sure that it's on that prop. Whether it's a blanket or a bolster or pillow or whatever it is. We'll step the right foot up and place it to the outside of your hands, whether they're on blocks or books. Taking a moment here to adjust your shape, remembering that it's easier, or it's better to start off a little bit easier and then ease into depth than it is to pull back. Maybe here you might decide that you want to or lower to the forearms, maybe not. I think on this side, I'm going to choose to stay up on the blocks. The body is asymmetrical. Don't ever feel pressure to match the prop usage of the other side or go just as deep on the other side. Each leg is going to be different here. So once you feel comfortable, once you feel still in that shape, we'll start to invite the right knee over towards the right side wall. The outer edge of the right foot will settle. The inner sole of the right foot will lift. And then you can keep your left hand planted, keep your left forearm planted, whatever's down, and then just encourage that twist. The lower half is relaxed here. The upper body has to be a little bit engaged to keep you upright. The plant or forearm is planted. But just see what you can let go of below the waist. Slowly exiting the shape, we'll begin to return the right foot back down to the mat. Planting the right palm down on the blocks or on the mat here, we'll just guide the right leg towards straight. Settling in for a moment in half splits. So where is the sensation? How is it changing? Let your transitions be the meditation. Keep your hands planted here. We'll step back to tabletop position. You can slide those blocks off to the side. We're going to make our way to a seat. Moving into caterpillar shape, it's almost exactly the same as seated forward fold, but our intentions are different. In a vinyasa forward fold, we're looking for a really crisp hip crease. We're looking for a lengthened spine. We would generally encourage the legs to be engaging down towards the mat, the toes to be flexing towards the face. But in our yin practice, we're looking for something softer, for something cooler. So we're going to round the spine. We're going to support ourselves so that gravity can encourage the fold. No need to flex the toes, no need to control the shape of the legs. Let the lower half be relaxed, let the lower half be easy. The one thing we do want to be concerned with is we want the hips to be moving forward rather than tilting backwards. So I typically put a pillow or a bolster underneath my knees to encourage that forward movement. Your glutes or your tailbone might get uncomfortable against the ground, so I also like to prop myself up with that padded blanket. Remembering we're in here for the long haul, so whatever you can do to get yourself comfortable now, go for it. Okay, so with the bolster underneath the knees, I will create that rounding shape with putting some pillows up here. Take a breath in, sit up tall, and then let yourself round. Scanning the body for Any signs of effort, any signs of squeeze or hold. Let gravity take over this fold. Give yourself permission to be easy here. It's the sunny, notorious disruptor of yoga. You might choose halfway through this fold to go a little bit deeper if that dull spreading sensation in the back of the legs is something that you could tolerate a little bit more of. Again, if you want to settle longer in any particular shape, feel free to pause, feel free to linger here a little bit longer if that's what your body's asking for. If you're transitioning out of this pose with me, we'll come back up to a tall seat slowly. And then just settling here for a breath or two. Notice sensation, notice change. Okay, so the props underneath the knees and underneath the tailbone can stay if they're working for you. Our next shape is going to be half saddle. It's a little bit more intense as far as sensation goes, so please prop liberally. Please ease your way into this shape. What I'm going to do is keep my left leg extended, and I'm going to cross my right knee over my left leg so that the knees are stacked. It looks similar to cow face pose in a sense, even though the left leg stays extended. The sole of the right foot is going to be facing the back of the mat. The right toes are going to be facing the left side of the room. From here, let's prop. I usually go pretty intense with this propping because the sides of my legs feel tight most of the time. But again, feel free to find the edge that works for you. Keeping in mind that you want the toes to be relaxed, you want the back of your left leg to be relaxed. You might even prop the forehead here. It's a little bit easier to breathe. If you find that the sensation here is mostly in your lower back or your sacrum area, I would encourage more propping, maybe even more propping underneath the tailbone. We're looking for this in the back of the left leg, the side of the left leg. Again, pausing the video if you need a little bit longer in this shape. If not, just gently lifting away from your support here. Just set it off to the side for a moment and we'll switch sides. Uncrossing the right knee over the left. Extend the right leg out long, letting that knee settle on the bolster if you're still using that prop. We'll cross the left knee over the right and we'll let the sole of the left foot face the back of the room and the left toes face the right side wall. Again, before we start to create the fold, find your proppage, find your support. I usually don't go quite as deep on, I usually go a little bit deeper on the right side than I do on the left, so maybe I won't use the forehead block here, maybe I will. Again, I can ease into it, I can ease out of it, the shape is changeable. So when you're ready, we'll take a breath and fold forward. Pausing if you want to spend a little bit longer in the shape. If you're ready to come out, coming back up to that seat, placing your props off to the side for now. We'll uncross the legs, we'll take that bolster off to the side. And then planting the feet, let your hands settle behind you, support yourself in a position, the toes will point out. Just for a moment here, noticing that right leg especially. Is there spreading? Is there heat? Is there cool temperature? What's going on? Take a breath. And then if you experience any tension following the shape, maybe you find some windshield wipers here side to side. Letting the low back release. Letting the outer hips release. The final shape we'll take is going to be a gentle heart opener. Typically when I'm teaching vinyasa class, I have people set this up with bolsters and blocks, but we want something a little bit more comfortable because it's the end. So what I'm going to do is stack 2 pillows on top of one another. If you would like a deeper chest stretch, 3 pillows on top of one another is cool too. Totally up to you, whatever you want to do. Scooch your low back to the edge of this bolster pillow setup, and then gently lay your spine down. Let the arms go wide, make sure the elbows, the wrists, the hands feel supported. You might find a supine butterfly shape here. The soles of the feet together to touch with the knees wide. You might find planted feet. You might find extended legs. Totally up to you what we do here. Feel the gentle spreading in the front body and the chest. Let yourself be supported by the ground, by your pillows, by your bolster. Start to let go. I encourage you to stay in this shape and linger, making it into almost a Shavasana, or maybe even taking just a traditional Shavasana on your mat. Shavasana is especially rewarding in yin because you kind of get to enjoy the benefits of your practice, experience that sensation without distraction. But if you're ready to close your practice with me, I just want to thank you for maybe trying a new thing, for going out of your comfort zone, for sharing time and being in a community with us. The light in me sees and honors the light inside you. Namaste.